And now we got all that out of the way so we can get into these fight breakdowns. The first fight of the night here, we got Priscilla Cachoeira taking on Sijara Eubanks. And, I mean, man, this is a difficult one for me. I'm usually not very good at predicting either of these girls' fights. I used to predict Priscilla Cachoeira to win quite a bit, and it's kind of funny. When I was picking her to win, she was losing, and then when I started picking against her, she started to win quite often. So I just don't have a good read on Priscilla Cachoeira. And for Sijara Eubanks, kind of the same thing. I tend to pick her, and I do believe that she is one of the more skillful athletic girls, but she's older and she has that tendency to gas out. Sometimes she can be not the most disciplined person in the world, and I think that cost her in certain fights. So it's kind of a tough one because, I feel like Sijara Eubanks has a huge advantage with the grappling, but she's 37 going on 38. She's taken over a year off from MMA, so both of those things kind of alarm me. Priscilla Cachoeira has been in there and she's been getting wins even though it's been against lesser competition. She's teamed up with the MMA Masters, so she's been training in the U.S. and getting a little bit better training, I believe, even though she was at a really good camp actually for, I believe she was at Piranha Valley Tudo in Brazil, which is a pretty high-level camp. And, but man, I feel like on the feet, Eubanks has decent boxing, but she just falls off a cliff cardio-wise. Her volume goes, totally to zero, basically, and then she lets her opponents pressure, get confident, start to put the volume on her, put numbers on her, and she's shown a pretty good chin historically, but against Cachoeira, if you have her walking you down confident, you could get knocked out. So I think that Eubanks has to be really on the wrestling in this one and really be on point with her cardio, which is kind of hard to say with Eubanks, but I do think Eubanks has a huge advantage on the mat. If she can get the takedown, I think she'll be able to control quite easily, get into dominant positions, and that's going to be the story of the fight, though. One other thing is the fact that, Eubanks is going to probably be a little bit smaller in there in comparison to Priscilla, so there's a couple things that are making me kind of feel like Cachoeira is a very live underdog in this one, and man, I don't know. This one to me is really tough. I feel like a decent play would be Cachoeira to win in the third round just because Sijara Eubanks is someone that gasses out quite often. And I kind of want to pick Eubanks just I feel like she's the better fighter overall, but I'm going to go with Priscilla Cachoeira by third round TKO. I just don't trust Eubanks, man. She's almost 38. She's had a long layoff. She has a history of gassing out, and I feel like Cachoeira is someone that's going to keep coming. She's proven that. And even if she gets taken out early, I don't really see her getting finished or getting discouraged. She's already shown that she can get comeback wins in the past, and she's had to do that before, like against Gina Mazzani recently. So I'm going to say Priscilla Cachoeira gets that third round TKO in this one, but it's a tough one, man, because Eubanks is hard to finish, and I do think she has big advantage on the ground. So potentially she could make it look easy with the takedowns or be able to kind of dominate the fight, but I don't know. I'm just not sold on Eubanks. I feel like she has one foot out the door here. I think Priscilla Cachoeira is much more, hungry, and she feels like she can maybe get to the top. So I'm going to go with Cachoeira in this one to get the slight upset here.